Have you ever wondered why three of Italy's most beloved tenors, adored by millions of fans worldwide, seem to vanish into thin air when it comes to their romantic lives? Il Volo, the trio that has captured hearts with their powerful voices and charming Italian charisma, remains one of the music industry's most guarded groups when it comes to love and relationships. While other celebrities flood social media with couple photos and red carpet appearances alongside their partners, Gianluca Ginobili, Piero Barone, and Ignazio Boschetto keep their girlfriends so well hidden that fans are left wondering if these romance rumors are real or just elaborate fantasies. The truth is, there's a calculated reason behind this secrecy, and it goes far deeper than simple shyness or coincidence. Il Volo burst onto the international music scene in a way that seemed almost destined. Three teenagers from different parts of Italy came together on a talent show in 2009, and what followed was nothing short of meteoric. Their blend of classical opera and contemporary pop music, performed with voices that seemed impossibly mature for their ages, captivated audiences first in Italy, then across Europe, and eventually throughout the entire world. They've performed for popes and presidents, sold out arenas from Tokyo to New York, won the Sanremo Music Festival, and represented Italy at Eurovision. Their albums have topped charts in multiple countries, and they've collaborated with legends like Barbara Streisand and Placido Domingo. With success of this magnitude comes an intense level of public scrutiny that most people can barely imagine. Every move they make is documented, analyzed, and discussed by millions of devoted fans who hang on their every word and gesture. Yet despite all this attention, despite the paparazzi cameras and the social media age where privacy seems nearly impossible, Il Volo has managed to keep one crucial aspect of their lives almost completely under wraps. Their romantic relationships remain shrouded in mystery, appearing only as whispers, rumors, and fleeting glimpses that vanish before anyone can get a clear picture. This isn't accidental. This is a choice, and understanding why they make this choice reveals fascinating insights into the pressures of fame, the nature of celebrity in the modern world, and the personalities of three remarkably talented young men who have had to navigate extraordinary circumstances since they were barely old enough to drive. The contrast between Il Volo's approach and that of other celebrities couldn't be more stark. Think about the typical celebrity couple in today's entertainment landscape. They announce their relationships on Instagram with carefully curated photos. They walk red carpets hand in hand, coordinating their outfits for maximum visual impact. They appear in each other's social media stories, share anniversary tributes, and sometimes even create joint content for their followers. Some celebrities have built entire secondary careers around their relationships, with fans following not just their professional work, but their romantic journey as a form of entertainment in itself. Reality television has made fortunes off this appetite for intimate access to celebrity relationships. Music stars especially have embraced this transparency, with couples like Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, or Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner regularly appearing together in public and sharing glimpses of their private lives with fans. But Il Volo takes the opposite approach entirely. Scan through their Instagram feeds and you'll find stunning concert photos, behind-the-scenes glimpses of recording sessions, shots from exotic locations during tours, and plenty of content featuring the three of them together or with family members. What you won't find are pictures of them with romantic partners. Check out their red carpet appearances at major events and you'll see them arrive solo or together as a trio, dressed impeccably in their signature elegant style, but conspicuously without dates. Watch their interviews and you'll hear them discuss their music, their creative process, their friendships with each other, their love for their families and Italian culture. But romantic relationships barely get a mention. When interviewers dare to ask about their love lives, the answers are vague, deflective, or accompanied by knowing smiles that neither confirm nor deny anything substantive. This absence is particularly notable given how much fans want to know. Social media is filled with speculation, with fan accounts dedicated to analyzing every detail for clues about their romantic status. A woman appears in the background of a photo, and fans immediately start detective work, trying to identify her and determine her relationship to whichever member of Il Volo she was near. Someone is spotted at a restaurant with a female companion, and within hours the news spreads through fan communities, debated and discussed with an intensity usually reserved for major news events. The hunger for information is palpable, which makes the trio's ability to maintain privacy all the more impressive. There have been rumors, of course. Over the years, various names have been linked to each member, sometimes with a photograph or two to fuel speculation, but never with official confirmation. Gianluca has been rumored to be in relationships with different women over the years, with fan speculation intensifying whenever he's photographed in what appears to be an intimate setting. Piero has faced similar speculation, with certain names recurring in fan discussions but never receiving acknowledgement from the singer himself. Ignazio, too, has had his share of rumoured romances, including some speculation about long-term relationships that have never been publicly confirmed. Occasionally, a photo surfaces that seems to show one of them with someone who could be a girlfriend, but these images are rare, often blurry, or taken from a distance, and never include the kind of obvious couple behaviour that would remove all doubt. What makes this even more intriguing is that Il Volo's members aren't teenagers anymore. They're grown men in their late 20s and early 30s, exactly the age when many people are settling into serious relationships or even starting families. The fact that they've maintained this level of privacy throughout their 20s, through what are typically the most romantically active years of a person's life, suggests a deeply intentional strategy rather than simply an absence of relationships to report. To understand why they might make this choice, it's worth looking at each member's personality and how it might influence their approach to privacy. Gianluca Ginobili, the baritone, is often described as the shy one, the more introverted member of the trio. While he's completely at ease on stage, commanding thousands with his powerful voice, he seems more reserved in interviews and public appearances. There's a gentleness to Gianluca, a thoughtfulness that suggests someone who values depth over surface-level interactions. For someone with this personality type, the idea of exposing a romantic relationship to the harsh glare of public scrutiny might feel particularly uncomfortable. The thought of a loved one being subjected to the kind of intense analysis and judgment that comes with celebrity association could be deeply troubling to someone who naturally protects what's precious to him. Piero Barone, the romantic tenor whose voice seems to embody passion itself, presents an interesting paradox. On stage and in interviews, he's charismatic and expressive, seeming to wear his heart on his sleeve when he sings about love and longing. Yet when it comes to his actual romantic life, he's remarkably guarded. This suggests a clear boundary in Piero's mind between his artistic persona and his private self. He can channel genuine emotion into his performances, making audiences believe they're witnessing his innermost feelings, while actually maintaining a careful separation between his public artistic expression and his personal emotional reality. This sophistication in managing his public image suggests someone who understands that mystery is part of the appeal, that leaving something to the imagination keeps fans engaged in a way that total transparency might not. Ignazio Boschetto, the tenor known for his playful sense of humor and easy charm, might seem the most likely to be open about relationships, but he too maintains the same privacy as his bandmates. Ignazio's jovial personality makes him seem accessible and approachable, but this might actually be part of how he maintains boundaries. By being warm and funny, he satisfies the human connection that fans crave while still keeping the deepest parts of his life private. He can joke and laugh and make fans feel close to him without actually revealing anything truly personal. It's a masterful social strategy, really, using openness in some areas to deflect attention from others. The fan reactions to this privacy are fascinating to observe. On one hand, there's frustration. Devoted fans feel they should know everything about the lives of artists they support so passionately. They buy the albums, attend the concerts, stream the music, and feel that this investment entitles them to comprehensive access to Il Volo's lives. When that access is denied in the romantic sphere, some fans feel hurt or shut out, as if the artists don't trust them or appreciate their support. On the other hand, there's a group of fans who respect and even admire the privacy, seeing it as a sign of maturity and wisdom. These fans argue that Il Volo's romantic lives are nobody's business but their own, and that true fans should focus on the music rather than demanding intimate details of personal relationships. Then there's the largest group, those who fall somewhere in the middle. They're curious, endlessly curious, and they speculate and discuss and theorize, but they also ultimately accept that they may never know the full truth. For these fans, the mystery becomes part of the appeal. Il Volo becomes more intriguing precisely because there's something about them that remains unknown. In an age where we can know what our favorite celebrities had for breakfast through Instagram stories, there's something almost refreshing about artists who maintain genuine mystery. The speculation itself has become a form of fan engagement. Online communities dedicated to Il Volo feature lengthy threads analyzing every possible clue. A woman appears at multiple concerts? She must be someone's girlfriend. One of them seems particularly happy in interviews during a certain period. He must be in love. Someone is spotted wearing what might be a significant piece of jewelry. Fans immediately try to determine if it's a gift from a romantic partner, and if so, who that partner might be. This detective work, while never yielding confirmed answers, keeps fans engaged and talking, creating a buzz around the group that might not exist if everything were laid bare and confirmed. So, why exactly do they maintain this privacy? The reasons are likely multiple and complex, varying somewhat between the three members, but united by common themes. First and foremost is the protection of their loved ones. Dating a celebrity is no easy feat. The partners of famous people face intense scrutiny, judgment, invasion of privacy, and sometimes even harassment from overzealous fans who feel territorial about their idols. By keeping relationships private, Il Volo shields their partners from this harsh reality. A woman dating Gianluca, Piero, or Ignazio can maintain her normal life, can go to work, spend time with friends, walk down the street without being recognized, photographed, or judged. She doesn't have to deal with jealous fans sending hateful messages or tabloids digging into her past. For men who clearly value the people they care about, offering this protection makes perfect sense. There's also the matter of professional focus. Il Volo has built their brand around their music, their Italian heritage, and their brotherhood with each other. These are the elements they want audiences to associate with them. Romantic relationships, especially if they become dramatic or end badly, can overshadow artistic achievements. Think of how many talented celebrities have had their work overlooked because public attention was consumed by their love lives. By keeping romance private, Il Volo ensures that conversations about them center on their music, their performances, their albums, and their artistic evolution rather than who they're dating or whether they've broken up with someone. Cultural factors likely play a role as well. Italian culture, while passionate and expressive, also has strong traditions around family privacy and protecting loved ones from public view. Growing up in Italy, even as they achieved international fame, these three men were shaped by cultural values that might differ from the American celebrity culture of total transparency. There's a European sensibility that distinguishes between public and private life more firmly than American celebrity culture typically does. What you do professionally is public. What you do personally is private, and the two need not intersect. Personal beliefs about romance also matter. For some people, romantic relationships are deeply private matters, spiritual or emotional experiences that lose something essential when exposed to public consumption. Sharing a relationship on social media or through public appearances can change its nature, making it partly performative rather than purely authentic. If Il Volo members hold this view, keeping relationships private preserves their authenticity and protects them from becoming content or publicity opportunities. There's also simple pragmatism. They've seen what happens to celebrity relationships that play out in public. They've witnessed the breakups, the tabloid speculation, the fan reactions, the way relationships can become circuses. By observing these cautionary tales, they've learned that privacy isn't just pleasant, it's strategic. A relationship that stays private can develop naturally, without external pressure or commentary. It can succeed or fail based on its own merits rather than being influenced by public opinion or media narratives. The strategic benefits extend to their careers as well. Il Volo's appeal includes an element of romantic fantasy for many fans. When they sing songs of love and longing, fans can imagine themselves as the object of that affection. This isn't unique to Il Volo. It's a dynamic that has existed for as long as there have been popular musicians. But it only works if the fantasy remains plausible. If all three members were publicly in serious relationships or married, a certain element of their appeal to some fans would necessarily diminish. Now, this doesn't mean they're cynically manipulating fan emotions, but it does mean that their privacy serves their career interests in addition to their personal preferences. How has this secrecy affected their public image? Overwhelmingly positively, it seems. Il Volo has maintained a reputation for class, elegance, and sophistication throughout their career. They're seen as serious artists rather than tabloid fixtures. They're respected by the music industry establishment in a way that might not be the case if they were constantly in gossip magazines for their relationship drama. Their mystique has become part of their brand. They're the talented, handsome Italian singers with beautiful voices and hidden hearts. This image has served them well, distinguishing them from other artists and contributing to their appeal across multiple demographics. The privacy has also allowed them to control their narrative. They decide what the public knows about them, which means they're never caught off guard by revelations or forced to respond to rumors they didn't create. This control is valuable in an industry where loss of control over one's image can be career damaging. By being proactive about privacy rather than reactive to leaks or exposure, they maintain power over their own stories. At the same time, one could argue there might be minor downsages to this approach. Some level of relatability comes from sharing life's normal experiences, including romantic relationships. By keeping this aspect hidden, there's a risk of seeming distant or inaccessible to some fans who want to feel they truly know the artists they support. Additionally, in an era where authenticity is highly valued and fans often reward vulnerability and openness, choosing privacy could potentially seem outdated or unnecessarily guarded to some observers. But weighing the evidence, it seems clear that for Il Volo, the benefits of privacy far outweigh any potential drawbacks. Their career continues to thrive. They maintain devoted fan bases around the world, and they've avoided the relationship scandals that have derailed or complicated the careers of many other artists. They've proven that you can be successful in the modern entertainment industry without sharing every aspect of your life, that mystery still has value, and that fans will respect boundaries if those boundaries are maintained consistently and confidently. What can we learn from Il Volo's approach? Perhaps that privacy is not just possible but valuable, even in our hyper-connected age. That protecting the people you love is more important than feeding public curiosity. That your art can speak for itself without your personal life needing to serve as supporting content. That maintaining boundaries is a form of self-respect and wisdom rather than secrecy or shame. For fans wondering if we'll ever know the full story of Il Volo's romantic lives, the answer might simply be that we don't need to. What we need is already freely given: their incredible music, their passionate performances, their artistic excellence. The rest, the private moments and personal connections, those belong to them and to the people they choose to share them with. And there's something beautiful about that, something that deserves respect rather than resentment. So, what do you think? Should celebrities like Il Volo be expected to share their romantic lives with fans? Or is privacy something everyone deserves regardless of their fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to hear different perspectives on this. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Il Volo's approach to privacy and relationships, give this video a thumbs up and share it with other fans who've wondered the same things. And hey, if you want more content exploring the fascinating lives and choices of your favorite artists, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. We've got so much more coming your way, from behind-the-scenes insights to explorations of what makes certain artists tick. The bottom line is this. Il Volo's decision to keep their girlfriends and romantic lives hidden from public view isn't a mystery that needs solving. It's a choice that deserves understanding. In a world that increasingly demands total transparency from public figures, where privacy is seen almost as suspicious, Gianluca, Piero, and Ignazio have drawn a line. They've decided that their music is public, their performances are public, but their hearts are private. This isn't about having something to hide, it's about having something to protect. It's about recognizing that not everything valuable needs to be shared, that some things become more precious precisely because they're kept safe from public consumption. Their approach reflects both wisdom and strategy. The wisdom comes from understanding that relationships exposed to intense public scrutiny face unique challenges that can undermine even genuine connections. They've seen enough celebrity relationships crumble under the weight of public attention to know that privacy offers protection. The strategy comes from recognizing that their value as artists doesn't depend on providing every detail of their personal lives, that maintaining some mystery actually enhances rather than diminishes their appeal. Think about it from their perspective for a moment. You're in your 20s or early 30s. You've been famous since you were a teenager. You've traveled the world, performed for millions, and achieved dreams most people can only imagine. You've also sacrificed normal adolescence and young adulthood with every awkward phase and mistake potentially documented and judged. Is it really so surprising or unreasonable that you'd want to keep something for yourself? That you'd want the person you love to be able to date you for who you are, rather than for your fame, and to be spared the scrutiny that comes with being attached to your public persona? Moreover, consider the maturity required to maintain this privacy consistently over more than a decade in the spotlight. It would be easy to slip up, to post something revealing in a moment of happiness, to bring someone to an event when you're feeling proud to be with them. The fact that Il Volo has maintained their privacy so effectively suggests not just desire for privacy, but discipline and commitment to their principles. They've clearly discussed this as a group, agreed on an approach, and stuck to it even when it might have been easier or more convenient to be open. Their success in maintaining this privacy also speaks to the people around them. Their families, friends, management team, and yes, their romantic partners must all be on board with this approach. The women in their lives have agreed to stay in the shadows, to forego the potential perks of being publicly associated with famous, successful musicians. This suggests these relationships are with people who value the men themselves rather than their celebrity, who are content with private happiness rather than public recognition, and who understand and support the reasons for discretion. As fans and observers, we can choose how to respond to this privacy. We can resent it, demand answers, constantly probe and speculate in ways that make everyone uncomfortable. Or we can respect it, appreciate what we are given access to, and recognize that healthy boundaries benefit everyone involved. The music Il Volo creates, the performances they give, the artistry they share, these are gifts offered freely. Their private lives are not owed to us, regardless of how much we might admire them or support their careers. In the end, perhaps the most important thing to understand about why Il Volo rarely shows their girlfriends in public is that it's not really about the girlfriends at all. It's about identity, autonomy, protection, and values. It's about three men who have navigated extraordinary circumstances with grace and thoughtfulness, who have figured out how to be public figures without completely sacrificing private selves, and who have proven that success doesn't require sacrificing everything to public consumption. Their hidden relationships are simply one manifestation of a broader philosophy, that you can share your gifts with the world while keeping your heart protected, that you can be generous with your art while being selective with your intimacy, and that the people who truly appreciate you will respect your boundaries rather than demanding you cross them. So the next time you're watching an Il Volo performance, seeing Gianluca, Piero, and Ignazio pour their hearts into a song about love, remember that their ability to express such profound emotion artistically doesn't obligate them to expose their actual romantic lives publicly. In fact, the privacy they maintain might actually protect and preserve the genuine emotions that make their performances so powerful. They can sing about love with such passion precisely because they keep their real experiences with love sacred and separate from their public personas. Appreciate the music, respect the boundaries, and recognize that Il Volo's approach to privacy is not a problem to be solved, but a choice to be honored. They've given us their voices, their artistry, and countless moments of beauty through their music. That is more than enough. The rest belongs to them, and that's exactly as it should be. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll explore more fascinating aspects of the artists you love.